Bloomfield Kooper stills, as they're listed on the album cover, are a kind of proto supergroup. So I was unsure when approaching this introduction whether I should do this as a collective of the three, like I might do with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, or whether I should do it as three separate people. I've decided to do it as a collective, as you see, but I just wanted to say I could have gone either way here. So this really only existed as an entity for one album, as far as I can tell. And in fact, it didn't really exist all the way through the album. So Al Kooper was the instigator. He's was a multi-instrumentalist. He played on some high-profile recordings on various instruments and formed Blood, Sweat and Tears and then left and went on to be a manager in the 70s. Bloomfield is an American guitarist who played with Al Kooper on Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited. And Stephen Stills is an American guitarist who was with Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills and Nash and Manassas. Hi, my name's Dan. So this is a review of the album Super Session, listed as Bloomfield Kooper Stills, which was released in 1968, which I believe is the only album by this grouping. And as I said in the introduction, only partly really can this be claimed to be this grouping. So what we've got here is that we've got Al Kooper, who's the driving force of this. And we've got Bloomfield playing the guitar in the first half and Stills on the second half. And what happened was that Kooper had 2 days in the studio, and Bloomfield could do the first day. And then he kind of scrabbled around and found Stephen Stills to come in and join for the second day to put some stuff together. And I'm going to describe this as being blues rock, almost entirely. Some of it is instrumental, and with a few tracks that have got some singing on. A few, I think 4 in total, if I remember rightly. So it's a standard kind of band composition. There's quite a bit of lead guitar on here, so as we've got 2 featured guitarists, quite a bit of rock organ, which I believe is Al Kooper, and we've got a brass section who fill it out. And very nicely. I quite like the brass section. It's essentially a jam album, and it's put together very quickly. As I said, they were in the studio for 2 days. The first day, which is the first side of the album, we've got 4 jams, probably with a lot of improvisation going on, and 1 song, which is a cover of Man's Temptation by Curtis Mayfield. And on the second day, we've got 3 songs. So we've got Dylan's It Takes a Lot to Laugh, It Takes a Train to Cry. We've got Donovan's Season of the Witch, which is a nice, quite atmospheric version of it. And we've got Willie Cobb's You Don't Love Me. I don't know of Willie Cobb. I knew of the other 2. And then the final track is an instrumental called Harvey's Tune, which was written by the guy who was playing the bass for the session. My complete conjecture is that this isn't a jam and that it was something that was previously written that he brought to the session, because it has much more of a written feel to it. It also has much less of a blues feel to it. It feels more like, I always hesitate to use the term easy listening, but it feels like something that could be used as an instrumental for backing for a TV thing here. It's nicely done and nicely put together, but it's more of a kind of soft rock feel than a blues feel, and it's quite brass heavy. He uses the brass quite a lot. To be honest, I would say that although I quite like that track, it feels quite out of place with the rest of the album. And I think picking it on at the end emphasizes that out of placeness, to be honest. It's quite a nice album. There's some nice playing on here. It kind of moves along fairly nicely. It does have this jam feel, generally, which can be a feel that I really enjoy. It does have a thrown together feel, which is entirely reasonable given that the way that it was thrown together. There's particularly some nice guitar work on here, and I quite enjoyed it. So that's what I think of this album. As always, I'd love to know what you think. So please do let me know anything you want to say about this album, about any of these three guys, about the setup of what was going on here. If you think I've got anything wrong in my information, please correct me. And I don't know, whatever you think about the review and the channel. I love to hear from people. But that's it from me for now.